the story of a small town and a little school that grew up together. The town was founded back in 1841 by a man named John Neely Bryan, who settled on the banks of the Trinity River. He called the town Dallas, but no one really knows why. The cotton business helped the town grow quickly, and people, especially poor immigrants, flocked to the city to find work and better living conditions. And this is where the little school comes in.
Early Dallas was rough, raw, not at all what we know today. Childcare was challenging for parents, especially when both of them worked. There weren't a lot of schools for kids to go. A lot of times kids were locked into rooms or they just ran wild. Gangs of kids is a very common description of who was in the streets at the time.
This was a huge problem, and the women of Dallas at the time made it their mission to solve it.
Clara Chasen was a woman who was really interested in this. And a group of women got together and created the Clara Chasen Free Kindergarten and Training School. Clara gave them a piece of land, and they were able to build a place to have these kids.
The first little school was located at 125 Cedar Springs in a building known as the Neighborhood House. Not only was this a kindergarten, but it was also the area's first training school for teachers.
Though the organization has grown and changed over the past 120 years, ChildCareGroup's mission today is remarkably close to its founding mission so many years ago.
As the city of Dallas grew, so did ChildCareGroup. They added more kindergartens and also created the first milk stations. They began the first nurseries for African American and Hispanic children in Dallas. Then came the 1918 Spanish flu. During this pandemic, the schools rallied together and provided care to sick kids.
In 1924, ChildCareGroup began its long partnership with the Dallas Community Chest, now known as the United Way of Metropolitan Dallas. During World War II, they received funding to open up more nurseries. In 1965, President Johnson started his War on Poverty that led to the creation of the Head Start program that has provided access to high-quality early childhood education and a better chance at success in school and in life.
Lyndon Johnson's Great Society was coming in, and federal funds were available for childcare. You know, this is Dallas, Texas. We are independent. We don't need no federal money. Well, somebody said, look, we're in the business of caring for children. That's what we do. And if we can get money for 2 years and care for children for 2 years, that's what we do and what we should do.
And with the help of this funding, ChildCareGroup was able to grow and spearhead a new practice called Relationship-Centered Childcare, or RC3, as it came to be known.
In the mid-'70s, I'd been there a few years, and we developed a model based on attachment theory, which is what most early childhood programs now are based on. And we tested our children against a random sample of DISD children. Our children read better, had better language skills, and some had better math skills. So our model was working beautifully for children's learning as well as for their psychological and emotional development. And we were on Peter Jennings' World News Tonight as the model of early childhood, and apparently the rest of the world has caught up with us by now.
Throughout its past, and certainly into the 70s, 80s, and 90s, community partners have been crucial to ChildCareGroup. They have provided millions of dollars in support over the years. The City of Dallas, the Office of Health and Human Services, Texas Workforce Commission, SMU, the USDA, and of course, the United Way.
That connection and that partnership is key to the work we've done, and it has never wavered. I mean, ChildCareGroup has been part of the fabric of United Way from the beginning, and I expect it will be so for many, many years into the future.
ChildCareGroup has continued to grow and expand its programming models. In 2007, ChildCareGroup was awarded another United Way contract to provide intensive in-home early childhood education and parent engagement known as Born Learning.
In 2015, ChildCareGroup was an early adopter of a novel new approach to poverty alleviation called the two-generation approach.
Our vision is that children do better as their parents do better. When families thrive, communities succeed. When I look back over ChildCareGroup's rich 120-year legacy of service, that vision statement actually is an important through line throughout our entire history. Our founders knew that it was important to educate young children, but also support their parents as they worked to gain greater self-sufficiency, providing the highest quality education for the young children in our programs, but also helping to support their parents with different kinds of support services that help them increase their well-being and self-sufficiency.
So, the little town of Dallas is now the 9th largest city in the U.S. And that little school is now one of the largest providers of quality childhood education and family support in North Texas. As ChildCareGroup moves forward to its future, we honor and celebrate the individuals and organizations that have been part of our past success and those whose support now will carry us forward into the future.